Today, it's time to knock the dust off of this set you may have seen in the background of many of my videos. Yes, this is the 2011 T1 camper van. Let's get into it. For today's build, like I said, we're doing the T1 Volkswagen camper van from 2011. And the interesting thing about this model is it's not a creator expert. It's what they were before, which is called an advanced model. Now, if you guys know Lego, which majority of you guys do, you guys will know that Lego had advanced models before they had Creator Expert, before they had icons, and they changed in 2012, 2013, somewhere within that range. And this is a build that you guys have seen in the background for a very long time, but I've always been kind of like, do I do it? Do I not do it? And you know what? It doesn't have much value. It's only worth about $130, $140 new in box and maybe $80 used. So I'm just kind of thinking, why do I keep it around when I could be using the space that I use to store this in the studio for other things like really cool movie poster themed Funko Pops and other things. So that's why we're here, and that's why we're doing this video. When I bought this, I thought I got an amazing deal from Bricks and Minifigs. I thought $130, $140 has to be a mistake. This is an amazing deal. And ever since then, it's just been floating around the background. I think I got it in April, so it's been in the background for 3-4 months now. But the truth is I paid what anybody would pay. And it's time to just do it. Another reason that I've been sitting on it is I thought it was such a pristine example of a box. But upon further evaluation, the studio has had a few accidents. So with that being said, this box actually, up close and personal, yeah, it's not a perfect box. So I don't even think I could even get the $130 that I paid for this originally. Actually, I paid $150, so I paid even more than I should have paid to begin with. And with these creases in the box, it's probably worth $20 less than that, if not $30. People really care about the box. Now, this set is 1,334 pieces. It is set number 10220 for all that are wondering. And this is the 2011 version. It's got the trademark on the bottom of the box. I know Lego kind of made a few versions of this. I think the last was in 2013, 2015, somewhere in there. But this is one of the first ones when they were doing Volkswagens, like the Blue Beetle, either that came before this or after this. It came in somewhere in between there. I would love to get the Beetle one day, but for today, we're on the T1 camper van. And overall, I think this set is really cool looking, and I really cannot wait just to cut it open and see what it's like. What is it like to have a 2011 pre-Creator Expert era build? So we're going to find that out right now. And how are we going to find that out? By doing our handy dandy unboxing, everybody. So for the first time in 12 years, this box is being opened. Just like that. 12 years of being untouched is now touched. Isn't that amazing, guys? It's just so easy. Now we're going to do our pour. And there we are. So I'm not expecting numbered bags because I heard advanced models did not play that way. And I can tell you, I am not seeing numbered bags. I am seeing pieces with a 2011 date code on the bags. Everything says Lego and is legit, but it's not numbered. This is what we expected when getting into this model. Now, looking at the book, we have a nice piece of supportive cardboard protecting our book. And we do have two sticker sheets, one with the reflective VW logo and the other one with at least 5 or 6 stickers on it. And one thing to note, there is no numbers on that sticker sheet, and it does say 2011 Lego Group. Go ahead and pull you guys on in and take a look at that. I just love the evolution of Lego and seeing how far it's came. So looking at the books, we got book 1 and book 2. This is very common for the time. Is there anything significant in book 1? Wow. These instructions are so crispy and fresh with that blue background. When you look up these instructions online, they photocopied over so poorly, but it's really nice to have the fresh copy. And of course, there's nothing about bags. It goes straight into the build, and the first book covers the first 83 pages of the build, and then the second book has a total of 77 pages. So we're looking at about 150, 70 pages, somewhere in there, which is to be expected. And honestly, I'm kind of excited to get into this. At the same time, I'm kind of like, there's no numbered bags. But if you guys remember my video earlier from the week, or last week, I did the RSR 911 Technic. That was a 2019 Technic, and that one did not have numbered bags. So after that, I'm ready to get my hands dirty again, and let's go back out to battle, and let's do another unnumbered build. Because honestly, if we're all thinking with our heads, advanced models, what makes it advanced? More complex building. So this seems like a challenge that I'm ready to meet. One thing I wanted to take a quick look at on the back is this nice crispy depiction of the Grand Emporium, the fire brigade, and the pet shop. I have 1 out of 2 of those buildings, and I want 2 out of 3 of those buildings. But it's so nice to see my fire brigade just all nice and pretty and brand new on the back of that book. So this is usually where we would segment into the time lapse, but instead of doing a time lapse, I'm going to stop what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you guys some crucial parts of the build instead of a time lapse, and we'll be back here for the review. So a little bit different on that. Okay, so we just finished book number 1 at page 83 with a total of 73 building steps. So far, it's taken us about 3 hours to get to this point of the build. And we're left with basically no front fascia, so I'm going to guess that's going to be one piece that's going to slap on. We have no back of the seat. Looks like we have the front of the seat. We do have 2 seats right here and a table. Looks like we also got a lava lamp and some other things. But we do have the beginning of functioning doors right there. So not too bad. So far we can tell we don't have any functioning steering. We just have some Technic rods that go all the way through a Technic chassis, which is to be expected. So that's what the first book gets you on the T1 camper van. So far, looks really classic and really good. Now, we'll be back at the review to see what it looks like after book 2 and it's complete. Okay, so now we're at the review segment of the video. And honestly, guys, I haven't even gone over this build at all. I just finished it in the period of about 5 hours total. So, not too bad. I do think 5 hours is a bit much for a 1,300 piece build, but then again, we were not working with numbered bags and steps. So, all good there. And just getting done with this build, I do not know much about the functions, the features, and the way it comes apart to show you guys what it's all about. So with that being said, we're going to start off with the side profile of the vehicle. And we have some really nice curtains along the windows there, which is nice. We do have one of our doors right there. I do like how it does cut out. That is a normal feature with a VW bus, so that is really nice. And then we have 2 doors here, which allows us inside of the van, which is really cool. And right off the top, you can see like a hairbrush, a pan, and a sink right there. So they're clearly using that sink for more than just dishes, because, you know, you can't put more than one sink in a camper van. And we do have some stairs, looks like here on the side, with a gas cap, some nice white rim tires with some silver center caps. I do know that the roof does come up like that to make it look like it has more headroom, which is really cool, and might I add, very classic. So that is very cool. And that goes easily right back down. We do have a nice roof rack that doesn't have much functionality. And then when we go over here to the back of the bus, we can pull this up, and that has a really nice entryway. And then we can also pull this up like so and get a really nice look at that engine detail in the bus, which is really nice. It's cool to see the Creator Expert was putting engine detail in 12 years ago. So that is really cool. Now you do kind of got to like jostle things around to get things to go into place, but that's all okay. Then coming around to this side of the van, we do not have any functioning doors other than the driver's door, which operates just like the passenger side door. We do have the exception of a mirror on this side. We do have the 3 windows with the window curtains. Coming back to the front, we do have those Safari looking windows, and I do believe that they can lift up like the Safari windows do. Yes, they do. Like I said, guys, I'm going along with this from what I expect right off the top of my head. I didn't even read the book on the features. And then we do have some nice piping elements, making that nice VW front that we're also familiar with. And then we have a nice chromey sticker element, really showing that nice VW logo with a lot of pride. I really like that. And I really like the headlights and everything. One cool thing about the build on this is, on the prior segment, you saw that this was just a flat front with some studs. And honestly, when you build it, it's what you do. You build this all on a plate and you just smack it right on. Looking at the bottom, not much to see. It does not have steering. It's just 2 axles and a bunch of Technic rods and stuff to make the chassis. One thing I did want to point out to the camera is there is this really cool t-shirt in the window that says, "Make Lego models, not war." Maybe we can get a better look at that here when I start taking this thing apart. So, starting to take it apart, I'm going to start prying at certain parts of the roof. Okay, so that whole roof segment came right off. And here you can get a better look at how that lifts up and everything. I think that's really cool. And you get a good look at that roof rack. I really like how they did that. Now let's see if we get the other section of roof off. Should come right off with damaging things. I hope not. There it goes. Okay, so as you can see, the roof does come off with those windows. And now we do have an opportunity to get in here and really look at the details of this bus. Starting on the interior, you can see that we have a big old speedometer using a clock element. Looks like we have a temperature gauge and a radio made with some other Lego brick elements. Overall, really simple design for the dash. And we do have a stick for the clutch, and we do have a front bench seat. Open up these doors so we get some room. You can see a nice checker pattern floor that is really clean. There's that sink that we saw. We do have a couple light elements here and here to light up that space. And then we do have a table with a wine glass on top. The cool thing about this table is it does fold up out of the way. So we can go in here with this chair and lift this chair up and over, pill it back, and it makes a full-size bed in the unit, which is really cool. Then we do have some surfer art with a little ledge inside, which is a really nice detail. With a little bit of finagling, we're able to get that chair to go back into place. And that's what it looks like. We do have a plant element right there in the back with a little storage cubby above that right up here. Coming around to the other side, you can get another good look at the seating. And we have a lava lamp, which is very groovy. Overall, there's also details inside of the doors, like little cabinet spaces. So this is a really cool model. I think I caught everything that I can mention, including that really cool t-shirt, like I said, where it says, "Make Lego, not war." So that's really cool. So now, let's go and let's wrap up this video. Okay, so now it's time to wrap up the T1 camper van. And here's another little change that we're making on the channel, and that is we're going to actually use the BAT scoring system to give our final thoughts and our wrap-up ideas on this set. So I'm going to go with red. So T1 Volkswagen. So first thing we want to go after is the box design. And you know, the box design on this set is really slim. It is really simple, but it's kind of nostalgic at the same time because Lego doesn't make boxes like this no more. I mean, they have the van parked in front of a beautiful camp setting that reminds me of something of like Yosemite. They have the dimensions of the build right on the front of the box, and they have beautiful like Polaroid snapshots on the back. So overall, they did a really great job with the box, and they have all of that really cool part listings on the top. So for it being 2011, I want to give this a really good score because, you know, it's just nostalgic. We don't see it no more. So I'm going to give the box design a perfect 10. Now with the packaging, we didn't have very good packaging, but they did put a cardboard piece in there to make sure your books don't get smashed, which is better than what Lego does today, because Lego doesn't care if your books get smashed with some of the sets you purchase. They just shove them in the box and you're building a set on a book that does the wave. So there is that to note, but there was no numbered bags or building steps. But again, this is kind of a nostalgic trip that we took to do this build. So I'm going to give the packaging a total 8. Build quality of the set. Now this is actually kind of funny. I spent 3 hours on my first shift building this, and it was during a live stream on Twitch. And off the top of my head, without even really thinking, I spoke on Twitch about how confident I am in putting pieces to this build. And that's something to be really noted, because with modern day Lego, they're pushing techniques so far that you always need a backing hand to be putting things down. Where with this set, I was very just casual, lenient, popping bricks on, and they were just going in without nothing breaking, and I wasn't having to put my other hand back on support for some of these steps. So I'm going to give the build quality a nice 10. Part usage. Now, this set is from 12 years ago, and it does have some unique parts that I've never worked with before, like the orange part that goes around the canopy or the curtains inside of the cabin. I thought those were really cool touches, and again, we really don't see them too much with modern day Lego sets, if at all. I think this is the first time ever working with these materials. So I am kind of like partial to that experience. So for part usage, I am going to give the part usage an 8. Because everything else was pretty run-of-the-mill, but to be able to use those parts was pretty cool. The playability of this set, now I want to say the playability is pretty good, because you can make the seat go down, which makes a nice little bed in the back, which utilizes the camper function. You can lift the roof, even though it does not have access on the bottom for it to actually be of any use, but it does look pretty cool. It does have 4 opening doors, and you can remove the roof and look at all the detail. So overall, the playability is really good, and I'm going to give it a 9. Ease of display. I think this is a good set to display. Nothing else to say. That's a 10. Now we are going to null out with a 0 for the minifigs, because, come on guys, it's not minifigure scale. We shouldn't be expecting that with the set. Availability, again, we're going to null that out and just ignore it, because it is retired and this is a set you are going to have to go out and find. Now the price, I did pay about $150 for this set a few months ago, and currently you could still buy them retired for about $150. New, they were around 120-ish. So kind of like with the London bus, how much you paid for it back then is how much it's worth now. And you know, that's okay because the building experiences in this set is really good for what you pay for, and you don't feel too guilty for building a set that's been in a box for 12 years once you break the seal. So I want to give the retired price of about $140, $150. I'm going to give that a 9. Because I don't think it's too extreme compared to like modular buildings that came out at the same time. They want $1,000, which is which is 10 times the markup of what they were new. But with this, we only have a couple bucks markup, and for 12 years and what you get, it's pretty good. Now, fun. Is the set fun? I want to say this experience was really fun. Like I keep saying, going back into the past and doing the whole nostalgic thing without the number bags and the building steps and the blue books and the 2 books and da-da-da-da-da-da-da, it was a lot of fun. It's really fun because as of today, I'm at the very end of the month. I'm actually releasing this video on the same day that I'm recording it. And tomorrow is Lego Store Haul Day. And we get to dive back into the way that Lego does things now and the way that everything is so simplified. So to be able just to take a step back 12 years and do something old school before we go and have that new experience all over again, it was extremely fun. And I'm going to give the fun aspect a 10 on this. So we have all of our scores. We are going to null out these 2 because they obviously do not apply to a retired system and a creator expert or advanced models, in this case, system. So let's go ahead and let's add up these scores and be back with the total score of this build. So in total, we have 74. But like I said, we're going to null out these 2 numbers, so that actually gives us a 94. And 94 is right on point. When I walked into Bricks and Minifigs and I saw this up on the shelf, and I saw it was only $150, I could not say no. Even my investor, she was like, that's really cool. We need to do it. And it came home with us. I kind of wish I would have built it sooner now that I have it built. But like I said, I thought the box was in really clean condition, and maybe I want to keep it new in box in case it does grow in value. But clearly it's not growing all that fast, and the box had damages which took away from the original value of what I paid for. So it was just time to get it done. And I'm very happy I did. It was so much fun to go and do things the old school way. The build took me, like I said, about 5 hours to get done. And I definitely do recommend it. If you guys are looking for something that's a little bit different from the current pace of Lego, and you guys want to kind of take a step back and kick it old school, this is definitely the build for you to consider. Kind of like with the London bus, because it doesn't have a huge markup retired value. So with that, we are done with this video. Like I kind of said earlier with this segment, tomorrow is the new store haul releases. So look out for tomorrow's video at around 2 or 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And with that, we will be going through all of the cool new Lego sets that we have decided to pick up for the month. So do not miss tomorrow's video. And on that one, like, share, subscribe so you can see that cool store haul for September. And thank you for watching, and I appreciate every single one of you.